everyone. How are you all? Did you understand mitosis yesterday and the other part of the chapter, the first part about nutrients? If any doubt, please ask. Okay. Mitosis. In mitosis, one cell divides into two. It is an equational division. Equational division means whatever number of chromosomes are there in the parent cell, the same number of chromosomes are present in the daughter cell. Okay, so in mitosis, one cell divides into two, where the number of chromosomes remain the same. Now in the textbook, you may see there is a diagram which is shown, the mitosis. This diagram. If this diagram is not clear in your textbook, it is clear in the notes. You may see in the notes the diagram is clear. Okay, so in the textbook, whatever this diagram shows, this is chromosome, this is the foreign cell. Okay, this is metaphase, this is prophase. It has been written here, but it is here. This is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase and cytokinesis. I repeat, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase and cytokinesis. This is about mitosis. If you are having a question on mitosis, you have to write all these 4 points till here. Okay, I have shortened it. I had given you the points. You may write those points. That also is okay. Okay, they are from the textbook itself. Now today we may move on to the next type of cell division, that is meiosis. Now meiosis, where does it occur? These type of cell divisions, that is meiosis, it occurs in germ cells. What are germ cells? Do you remember? They are cells present in the reproductive system. Okay, in the last lecture I had told you about mitosis. In mitosis, it takes place in somatic cells and meiosis take place in germ cells. Somatic cells are all the cells present in the body except the germ cells. Germ cells are present in the reproductive system. What are the significance of germ cells? Why they are different type of cells? That we will come to understand after we will do meiosis. Okay, after we will finish with meiosis, I will explain why the germ cells are separate and it is different from the somatic cells. Germ cells are having only half the number of chromosomes. Why they are having half the number of chromosomes, that we will discuss later. Okay, now germ cells, in germ cells this type of cell division take place, that is meiosis. Meiosis could be divided into two stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. Meiosis 1 consists of karyokinesis 1 and cytokinesis 1. Do you remember in mitosis also we had divided the mitosis into karyokinesis and cytokinesis. What is karyokinesis? It is division of nucleus. And what is cytokinesis? It is division of cytoplasm or the cell. Okay, the cell divides, that is cytokinesis. So I repeat, in karyokinesis the nucleus divides and in cytokinesis the cytoplasm or the cell divides. So the meiosis 1 is divided into karyokinesis 1, cytokinesis 1. Meiosis 2 is divided into karyokinesis 2, cytokinesis 2. Karyokinesis 1 consists of prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. Do you remember in mitosis also I had told you PMAT, that is prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Here also it is the same, the order is the same, but there are two phases, 1 and 2. So karyokinesis 1 is divided into prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, and karyokinesis 2 is divided into prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2. Okay, and prophase 1 is divided into 5 stages. It is a 5-mark or 3-mark question which is asked, but the explanation is not given in the textbook. You may listen very carefully. Leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotin, diakinesis. These are the 5 stages of prophase 1. What are they? Leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotin and diakinesis. Now how to remember this? Just a phrase I have given, lazy pa diplodia. Lazy pa diplodia. Pa is not lazy, but still lazy pa diplodia. Lazy. Le, leptotene, zygotene, pa, pachytene, diplotene and diakinesis. Okay, so lazy pa diplodia. These are the 5 stages of prophase 1. Okay, so how does meiosis take place? Meiosis starts from here. Meiosis 1, karyokinesis 1, prophase 1. In prophase 1 they finish leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene, diakinesis. Then enter into metaphase 1, then anaphase 1, then telophase 1, then cytokinesis 1. After cytokinesis 1, it enters into karyokinesis 2, prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2 and then cytokinesis 2. So these much of stages are taking place during meiosis. I repeat, meiosis take place in 2 stages, meiosis 1, meiosis 2. Meiosis 1, it is karyokinesis 1, cytokinesis 1. Meiosis 2, karyokinesis 2, cytokinesis 2. Karyokinesis 1 is divided into prophase 1, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. Karyokinesis 2 is divided into prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2. In prophase 1, it is divided into 5 stages: leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene and diakinesis. Lazy pa diplodia. So what is the sequence? The sequence is meiosis 1, karyokinesis 1, prophase 1, all these 5 stages, then metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1, cytokinesis 1, then karyokinesis 2, prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2 and then cytokinesis 2. We are having the study of all these stages. First you have to study that all these stages are there in meiosis 2. Okay, now what is the importance of meiosis 2? Most important characteristic of meiosis division is meiosis consists of 2 stages, meiosis 1 and meiosis 2. During meiosis 1, homologous chromosomes separate. Now what do you mean by homologous chromosomes? Now do you remember in your 9th standard you had studied we are having 23 pairs of chromosomes. We had a diagram in chapter 16. Okay, different karyotype, human karyotype, that was the caption heading of the diagram which had been given. In that diagram they have shown 23 pairs of chromosomes like this. If you remember, if this is this is chromosome number 1, this is chromosome number 2, this is chromosome number 3, this is chromosome number 4 till 23. Understood? These are the chromosomes which are present in human beings, human cells till 23. Okay, so chromosome number 1, how many chromosomes are there? There are 2 chromosome number 1, 2 chromosome number 2, 2 chromosome number 3, 2 chromosome number 4, 2 chromosome number 5 and so on till 2 chromosome number 23. These 2 chromosomes, they are said to be homologous chromosomes. These 2 chromosomes are said to be homologous chromosomes. Understood? So if these 2, this I will show with different colors. Okay, this is chromosome number 1, 2, 3. Okay, chromosome number 1, 2, 3. Chromosome number 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is 1, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Understood? This is 1 out of these two. 1 is here, 1 is here. Here I have shown with same color, here I have shown with different colors. That is the difference. So these are chromosome number 1, these are chromosome number 2, these are chromosome number 3. Now what happens in the first stage? In the first stage, this meiosis, during meiosis 1, the homologous chromosomes separate. That means 1, 2, 3, 4 till 23. It is separated and the other set is separated. So the two sets of chromosomes are separated. That means 2n will get divided into n and n. Okay, 2n will get divided into n and n. That is the step. Okay, have you understood? So during meiosis 1, the homologous chromosomes separate, and during meiosis 2, sister chromatids separate. Now do you remember sister chromatids? What are sister chromatids? They are identical copies of the same chromosome. Now this is the single chromosome. This will be its sister chromatid. This will be its sister chromatid. This will be its sister chromatid. And in this case, this will be its sister chromatid. This will be its sister chromatid. This will be its sister chromatid. And they separate. Okay. Are you getting it? So in the first case, the homologous chromosomes separate, and in the second stage, the sister chromatids separate. Thus, this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4. Okay, so there will be 4 daughter cells which are formed. Now we will enter into it, the stages. Okay, but before that I repeat, what are homologous chromosomes? Homologous chromosomes are the same type of chromosome, same number of chromosome. Okay, chromosome number 1, there are 2, those 2 different chromosomes. These 2 different chromosomes are said to be homologous chromosomes. They separate during the first stage. And what happens during the second stage? During the second stage, sister chromatids separate. Now I will show you with the help of diagram. Okay, then we will come to understand it better. Before that, the original cell, this is the original cell which is shown with the nuclear membrane, with the nucleolus and 2 chromosomes. Okay, these are homologous chromosomes. Both the chromosomes which I have shown is of chromosome number 1 or chromosome number 2 or 3 or 4. There are till 23 in case of human beings. In all other organisms, the numbers are different. Okay, all organisms are having different number of chromosomes. So here I have shown only 1 pair of chromosome. Okay, in case of us, we are having 1 to 23. 1, 2, 3 till 23. Understood? Out of those 1, I have shown 1 and 1 here. 1 with one blue color and the other with red color. Hope you have understood. So these are the 2 chromosomes. I am going to start with these chromosomes. This is a 2n cell. Do you remember what is 2n? 2n means diploid. Diploid means 2 sets of chromosomes. 2 set means, just as I told you, this is 2 set. Okay, that is 1 and 2. There are 2 sets. Understood? 1 pair makes a set. Okay, so this is, so as it is having both the chromosomes, it is said to be 2n. This is the original cell. Okay, you may copy this. Okay, so these are the first 2 stages, first 3 stages of prophase 1. What are the 5 stages of prophase 1? Leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene and diakinesis. Lazy-Pa, diplodia. So the first one is leptotene. This is a 5-mark or 3-mark question with diagram you have to write. The question is there in the exercise, but there is no explanation given in the textbook. So don't search for it in the textbook. It is not there. You may clearly listen very clearly. You may write these in your notebooks. The answer is there in the notes. Okay. So the first one is leptotene. What happens during this stage? During this stage, compaction of chromosomes occurs and chromosomes become more visible. So what will happen, I will tell you. In the first case, this is the nucleus. If you see under the microscope, they will appear in the form of a chromatin thread, a network of threads. These threads compact, they condense to form chromosomes. That is what they want to say. During this stage, compaction of chromosomes occurs and the chromosomes become more visible. The centrioles start replicating, dividing, and they start moving towards the poles. Okay. Here you may see they have shown the chromosomes along with sister chromatids. When I showed you the parent cell, it was like this. In that, it was like this. This was the first chromosome number 1, and this is also chromosome number 1. Okay, so these are friends. Okay, the friends are going to separate now. The friends are going to separate in this phase, that is prophase 1 and metaphase 1, anaphase 1 and telophase 1. These two are going to separate. But before separating, they get doubled. They get doubled means they come with sister chromatids. These are their sister chromatids. Okay, and these are their sister chromatids. Okay, so from the same home they are sisters, from two different homes they are friends. Okay, just for example, from different homes they are friends, and same home they are said to be sisters. Okay, it is just for you to understand. So in meiosis 1 the friends will separate, and in meiosis 2 the sisters will separate. Okay, that is in meiosis 1 this will separate, these two will get separated, and in meiosis 2 these two will get separated. Are you getting it? Okay, so first we will see what is happening in the first 5 stages of meiosis 1. So leptotene, during this stage compaction of chromosomes occurs and the chromosome become more visible. They are appearing with their sister chromatids. Zygotene, during zygotene stage pairing of homologous chromosome take place. Homologous chromosomes come near to each other. Why do they come near to each other? That we will see. So this process of coming near to each other, that process is called as synapsis. That is the second stage. In the third stage, that is pachytene, in this stage recombination or crossing over take place between the non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes. I will show you. This is one chromosome. This is the other chromosome. They will come near to each other and they exchange some parts. Understood? Okay, why do they exchange? That I will explain it later. Okay, so this process of exchanging the parts, that is called as recombination. Okay, recombination. It is a combination. So in this stage recombination, or it is also called as crossing over, take place between non-sister chromatids. Which are sister chromatids? These two are sister chromatids. These two are sister chromatids. So the recombination is taking place between two non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes. This is from 1 for chromosome number 1. This is also chromosome number 1. Now the crossing over does not take place between chromosome number 1 and chromosome number 13. It never take place because it has to be homologous chromosomes. Okay, why? Because both the chromosomes are having the same characteristics. Okay, for height it could be either tall or dwarf. Understood? So they are exchanging their characteristics. In this stage, recombination or crossing over take place between non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosomes, that is exchange of genetic material. The attachment point of crossing over is called as chiasma. So this X-like part which is occurring, this part, that is called as chiasma. C-H-I-A-S-M-A. I repeat, C-H-I-A-S-M-A. So this is the first process which is taking place, that is recombination, also called as crossing over. So these are the first three stages in prophase 1: leptotene, zygotene and pachytene. In leptotene they become more visible. In zygotene, homologous chromosomes come near to each other. In pachytene, they exchange each other. They start exchanging each other. They start exchanging the genetic material with each other. You may copy this. So these are the next two stages. First we have finished with the first three stages. What are the first three stages? Leptotene, zygotene, pachytene. Now the next is diplotene. What happens during diplotene? The crossing over process is completed. What is crossing over? It is the exchange of genetic material between two homologous chromosomes. Crossing over process is completed, but they remain attached at the point of chiasma. So in the process pachytene, recombination starts and it finishes in the process in the stage of diplotene. Now the next is diakinesis. Diakinesis means homologous chromosomes separate. Okay, now after they separate, you may see here they are having the recombinant chromosomes. That means after recombination, this was one chromosome, okay, but it has exchanged some genetic material with the other chromosome. Okay, this was another chromosome. This has also exchanged some material with the other chromosome. Okay, so they have exchanged genetic material. This process is called as recombination or crossing over, and after crossing over these are formed. They are recombinants. Okay, they have undergone crossing over, and homologous chromosome they separate. In the second stage they had come near to each other. In the third stage they started exchanging. In diplotene stage, in the fourth stage they finished with exchange, and in diakinesis they got separated. When they got separated they became recombinants. Okay, so homologous chromosomes separate. Assembly of spindle fibers occurs. Spindle fibers starts to appear. Centrioles have reached, so spindle fiber starts to appear, and nucleus and nucleolus starts disappearing. The nuclear membrane, I have shown it dot dot, the nuclear membrane starts disappearing. So do you remember in mitosis during prophase the nucleus and nucleolus starts to disappear. So this starts in diakinesis. If you are having a question on explain prophase 1, you have to write till here, the first 5 stages. Okay, this is prophase 1. So what has happened in prophase 1? 1, centrioles have divided. Second, spindle fibers are appearing. Third, recombinant chromosomes are formed. Fourth, nucleus and nuclear membrane disappears. Now the next is metaphase 1. In metaphase 1 what happens? These two gets arranged on the same spindle fiber. Okay, they get arranged on the same spindle fiber. Homologous chromosomes get arranged at the equatorial plane. Okay, they get arranged at the equatorial plane, that is at the center. This is metaphase 1. Now we will see anaphase 1. Before that you may write this. Okay, so these are the next stages. Anaphase 1. So we have finished with prophase 1, metaphase 1. Now anaphase 1. During anaphase 1, what happens? The homologous chromosomes separate. In metaphase 1, all of them got arranged in the equatorial plane, and the spindle fibers will pull them apart. Do you remember you had studied in mitosis? Similar reactions are taking place here also, similar processes. So during anaphase 1, the spindle fibers will pull them apart, so pull the homologous chromosomes apart, so they are getting separated. So the friends are getting separated in this stage. Okay, the homologous chromosomes are getting separated in this stage. That means this one, okay, which was this, and the other one is this. Both are chromosome number 1. This is also chromosome number 1. This is also chromosome number 1. They are getting separated in this stage. Okay, but they have got a sister chromatid is along with it. Sister chromatid means the doubled one, extra one, the part which it has doubled. And in this stage, during recombination which has taken place, it has got some part of the other pair. Okay, so this will be the other pair. So in this case, this is the other pair, the recombinant chromosome. Okay, so the recombinant chromosomes, they are getting separated. In telophase 1, the spindle fibers disappear, nucleus and nucleolus reappear, two daughter nuclei are formed. Okay, and in cytokinesis, what is cytokinesis? Cytokinesis is division of cell, that is cytoplasm. So during cytokinesis 1, two daughter cells with sister chromatids are formed. These are the two daughter cells, where this is also chromosome number 1, this is also chromosome number 1. Both are chromosome number 1. Now while drawing the diagrams, even you may use two different colors for you to understand. Not necessary this should be here, this should be here, but you have to just show the recombinant, two colors. It is a mixture of two colors, that's all. It could be anywhere. Okay, no problem at all. So this is about homologous chromosomes separate in anaphase 1. In telophase 1, they form two different nuclei, nucleolus reappear, and the cytokinesis starts. In cytokinesis 1, they have formed two different nucleus, two different cells with homologous chromosomes. This is also homologous, this is chromosome number 1, this is also chromosome number 1. Okay, now the next stage is meiosis 2. Before that, you may copy this. So till now the friends have got separated. Okay, in the first phase friends have got separated. Now in the second stage, sisters are going to separate. So this is prophase 2. In prophase 2, the nucleus and nucleolus disappear. Centrioles divide and move towards the poles, just as it occurs in mitosis. Now in this stage, this is the recombinant, this is the first homologous chromosome, this is the second homologous chromosome. The nucleolus starts, the nuclear membrane starts to disappear. In metaphase 2, they get arranged in the equatorial plane. Sister chromatids get arranged in the equatorial plane and spindle fibers appear. The chromosomes get attached to the spindle fibers and they get arranged at the equatorial plane. In anaphase 1, spindle fibers pull the sister chromatids apart. So what is going to happen, I will show you. If this is one homologous chromosome, this is the one chromosome, and this is the other chromosome. It is having a recombinant part. Let this be the recombinant part. This and this is the recombinant part. Okay, they have exchanged it. Now these are the two chromosomes. This is here, this is in another cell. They are in two different cells. Now these sister chromatids are going to get separated. Okay, so it will become, this will be one set, second set, third set and fourth set. Okay, so this will become 4. Anaphase 1, spindle fibers pull the chromatids, sister chromatids apart. Okay, this is happening in these stages. You may write this. Okay, so these are the last two stages. Telophase 1. In anaphase 1, what had happened? The sister chromatids got separated, they got pulled apart. In telophase 1, two nuclei are formed and it starts with cytokinesis. Spindle fibers disappear, nucleus and nucleolus reappear. Two daughter nuclei are formed. Now you may see, as the sister chromatids are being pulled apart, this is one chromosome. Okay, the other one is like this, it is a recombinant. Okay, this one is plain and the fourth one is a recombinant. It is an example. As an example, I am showing recombination occurs in all the chromosomes. Okay, here, so these are the four combinations which we have got. Now in cytokinesis 2, these two cells separate, So four haploid daughter cells are formed. Now what do you mean by haploid? Haploid means it is having the one set of chromosomes, that is, it is N. Due to crossing over or recombination, all the four daughter cells are genetically different from parent and from each other too. Now do you remember the parent cell? The parent cell, I had drawn it like this. It is having two chromosomes. This was one chromosome and this was the other chromosome. These are homologous chromosomes. Understood? So in the daughter cells, you may see it is having only either this or a recombinant of this. This is said to be 2n. That means there are two chromosome number 1. This is also chromosome number 1. This is also chromosome number 1. It is having two chromosome number 1. That is, it is said to be 2n. Okay. In case of the daughter cells which are having, it is having only chromosome number 1, chromosome number 1, chromosome number 1, chromosome number 1, but only one set. So it is said to be, these all will be N, 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 N. Okay, that means in case of meiosis, this is the parent cell, that is 2n. In the first stage, it gets divided into N and N. It again divides to form N, N, N and N. Okay, this is meiosis 1, this is meiosis 2. Okay, this is meiosis 1, this is meiosis 2. During this stage, the homologous chromosomes, the friends, are getting separated, and during the second stage, the sister chromatids are getting separated. I had told you earlier. So this is meiosis. Hope you have understood it clearly. You may read this, write this in your notebook, read it again and again several times, and learn the part of meiosis. Okay, no question is asked on complete explain meiosis. Okay, no question is asked like that. They generally ask to explain the first 5 stages of prophase 1, that is Lazypa diplodia, that is leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotene and diakinesis. Okay, that is what is expected for you to learn. But different stages, they will give you diagrams and ask questions, or they will ask you fill in the blanks, or any type of questions will be asked. Now in the textbook they have shown all the stages, but they haven't given the explanation. They have shown all the stages. These are the stages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the first 5 stages of prophase 1. Then metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. This is the separation of homologous chromosomes. Now in prophase 2, these two cells which are undergoing division: prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2. So after the meiosis, there are four 4 daughter nuclei which are formed, daughter cells which are formed with half the set of chromosomes or one set of chromosomes. One set of chromosomes, what I mean by that, the parent cell is 2n and the daughter cell is n. That means the parent cell is diploid, the daughter cells are haploid. Now we will see what is the importance of meiosis. Okay, before entering into that, you may copy this. Okay, now we may move on to the last part, that is distinguish between mitosis and meiosis. So before entering into this, you have to understand mitosis and meiosis very carefully. Read it several times, read what I have given, write it once, read it several times. First understand what is mitosis or understand what is meiosis. They are two separate processes. Okay, and what is the difference between mitosis and meiosis? The first one is that it occurs in somatic cells and this occurs in germ cells. Now somatic cells are those cells which are present all over the body, and germ cells are those cells which are present in the reproductive system. Now I will explain what is the importance of meiosis and why meiosis take place in germ cells. Okay, consider there is a parent who is a father, who is going to become a father, or a mother, a person who is going to become a mother. Okay, or every male becomes a father, every female becomes a mother. It could be male, this could be a female. In our body, in our reproductive system, in case of mitosis, all our cells divide into equal number of chromosomes, so they remain the same. But in case of reproductive system, the 2n cell, okay, it will divide first into nn. Now what is this? I have explained in meiosis. This will form 4 haploid cells. Okay, this also, in this case also 2n, it divides into n, this divides into n. That means in a male body, in his reproductive system, one cell is forming 4 sperms. This is one sperm, second, third, fourth, 4 sperms. Okay, in the case of a female who is going to become a mother, in her reproductive system, 2n cell forms 4 eggs or ovum, also called as ovum. Understood? When the fertilization take place, this sperm meets this one, or any of these, any of them could meet any of them. Okay, when they meet, this n and this n will become 2n. Okay, that means this person is 2n, this person is 2n, their child also will be 2n. So the number of chromosomes has to be maintained. That means my mother has 23 pairs of chromosomes, my father has 23 pairs of chromosomes, I have 23 pairs of chromosomes. I have 23 pairs of chromosomes, my husband has 23 pairs of chromosomes, our child has 23 pairs of chromosomes. So the number of chromosomes remain the same. If the number of chromosome changes, what happens? You have studied last year, you had studied about Down syndrome, you had studied about Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome. Do you remember? Okay, about what happens if the sex chromosomes, that is XXY or 45 plus X or 44 plus XXY, do you remember? So if there is any change in chromosomes, there are defects, disorders in the normal human being. Not only in human being, in other organisms, living organisms also. So it is very important to maintain the number of chromosomes. So to maintain the number of chromosomes, this has to take place. Understood? And that is the importance of meiosis. That is why meiosis occur in germ cells. I repeat, meiosis occur in germ cells to maintain the number of chromosomes. This is a male, this is a female. In the male, one cell divides into 4 sperms. It is not 4 sperms which are formed. There are millions of sperms formed at a time. But for example, I am taking only one cell. For in the case of a mother, one forms 4 eggs. Out of these 4, any could combine with these 4. Okay, and I have shown the combinations also, the recombinations take place. So as the recombinations take place, it is not only the characteristics, one of the characteristic which we are getting, it is a combination of characteristics we are getting. Otherwise, if I had received half my father's chromosome and half set of my mother's chromosome, I should have shown half properties of father and half properties of mother. But it is not like that. I have my own properties, I have my own characteristics. Why? Because there in some chromosomes there are recombinations. Okay, and these recombinations are taking place from generations. It did not start from my mother or father, from their grandparents. Okay, all the chromosomes are getting recombined again and again, recombined again and again, and forming combinations, but the number of chromosomes are maintained. As there is recombination taking place, we all are different from each other. Okay, we all are different from each other. Even though these two people are having 4 children, all the 4 children won't look alike. Why they won't look alike? Because recombination has taken place at the time of meiosis. So that is the importance of meiosis. So mitosis, meiosis, somatic cells, germ cells. In this mitosis there is no recombination taking place. In meiosis there is recombination taking place. 2 daughter cells are formed. Here 4 daughter cells are formed. Daughter cells are diploid. Diploid means it is having 2 sets of chromosomes. Here daughter cells are haploid. It is having only 1 set of chromosome. Formation of new cells. This occurs for formation of new cells, and this occurs during gamete production or spore formation. What are gametes? Sperms are gametes. Eggs are gametes. Understood? So that these daughter cells which are formed, they are called as gametes. So gametes are those cells which are formed in the reproductive system, which combine together to form a zygote. The zygote develops into a new organism that we will see in the next chapter. So now the use your brain power part on page number 20. This is a 5 mark or 6 mark question which is asked. Okay, the answers for this, these are the answers. You may copy these answers in your textbook itself. It is very important for you to understand. What do you mean by diploid cell? The cell which has 2 sets of chromosomes is said to be a diploid. What is a haploid? The cell which has 1 set of chromosome is said to be a haploid. What are homologous chromosomes? The morphologically and structurally similar chromosomes are called homologous chromosomes. What is the importance of 4th one? Whether the gametes are haploid or diploid. Why? Gametes are haploid. Why? It is to maintain the number of chromosomes in each generation. Now, how are haploid cells formed? Haploid cells are formed by meiosis. What is the importance of haploid cells? It has 1 set of chromosomes, 1 set each from parents, maintain the chromosome number in a generation and in that species. So in each and every species, the number of chromosomes is maintained. Okay, so this is the importance of meiosis. Now today's homework: explain the 5 stages of prophase 1. This whatever I have explained in the lecture, you may write whatever I have written on the board and draw the diagrams. You have to write only the first 5 stages as the answer for this. Not to write about metaphase 1, anaphase 1, not to write about that. Only write about leptotene, zygotene, pachytene, diplotin and diakinesis. Lazy-pa diplodia. The other part you may write in your notebook. Vyavasthit lihun theva. Okay, what is meant by haploid? It is there. Diploid, it is here. Homologous chromosomes, it is here. Sister chromatids, I had given the answer in the first part of lecture, mitosis. Gluconeogenesis, it is there on page number 16 in the box. You may search for it. Fermentation, it is there on page number 15, and cellular respiration is on page number 13. Okay, you may search for it and write the answers. Now we will go through the exercise. In the exercise, all the questions are very, very important. Now the answer for this, the fifth question, you have to correct this diagram and write the answer. In the notes they have not given the answer, they have just given the corrected diagram. Okay, now for this answer I will tell you, you have to first draw the corrected diagram and then write the answer from here. What is cellular respiration? Cellular respiration occurs among the living organism. From here, okay, cellular respiration occurs among the living organisms by two methods. From there, you have to write glycolysis, tricarboxylic acid cycle, etc. Okay, and this part till here you have to write. Even if you don't explain glycolysis, TCA cycle and etc, if you write it in a single sentence, then also it will be okay. Okay, that means what you have to do, you have to first draw the corrected diagram, that will be of 2 marks. Okay, then write about cellular respiration. I will read out the point. Cellular respiration occurs among living organisms by two methods. Those two methods are aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, glucose is oxidized in 3 steps: glycolysis, tricarboxylic acid cycle, and etc. Even if you write this much, it would do. Okay, no problem at all. Don't explain glycolysis, TCA cycle and etc. And the last paragraph here on page number 14, the last paragraph complete you have to write. That will be the answer. Okay, so hope you have understood the chapter. The second part, that is cell division, is a little comparatively difficult, but if you read it and understand the concept, it will become very, very interesting for you. I have explained the importance of mitosis and meiosis also. Okay, now if you are having any doubt, please ask, but read the textbook several times and write all the answers from the textbook itself. Okay, instead of referring to notes or different books like Master Key, Target, etc., you can refer. Okay, but stick to your textbook. That's all. Thank you.